I'm doing this without my glasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Michael, and you're watching Foodcaster. I'm here with Sam Eats Plants.
Hello, y'all.
How you doing, Sam?
Good.
Yep, so you're watching Foodcaster. Everything about eating, planting, having a relationship with food. And we're live. How you been?
I've been good.
You been? That sounded loaded.
How much time has it?
How's it been? So you still eating plants?
Of course.
You're still eating plants.
Yeah, that doesn't change.
It hasn't changed, huh?
Why would it?
Why would it? It's amazing. Since the time you've been in the studio, there's at least several fast food places that now have plant-based alternatives.
That's right.
How you feel about that?
Overall positive. You know, everything falls on a scale. Everything's a gradient in a shade of gray. But
Right.
overall, it's positive, and I'll explain a couple of reasons why.
Okay.
One, they don't necessarily have the healthiest food, and you know that I'm into health.
Right.
But I'm also an environmentalist. So if you're going to put in a plant-based burger in your fast food restaurant,
Right.
that is replacing something that would have come from a live animal, which is far more stressful on our environment and on our fresh water supply, and also on the waste and the byproducts of the industry. So it's just a win for the environment, and everything's economics here, you know, capitalism.
Right.
So if they end up making money, that means they'll switch more things. And if they switch more things, it starts like shifting the public sentiment about these foods. It starts normalizing in a certain type of way, and you know, it will create culture.
Well, I'm glad you quickly went into the positive. Because I've heard people say, and I don't blame them, and I thought of myself, well, it's still processed food.
It's still processed food, but processed food is going to be there,
Right.
at least for a while,
Right.
you know?
Unless you're making it yourself.
Yeah, processed food is going to be there for a while. People, we are a fast food nation, and we just have to own it. And so if this is part of our current culture, it'd be better if we have something that's less stressful and taking from our environment anyway.
Right. Because you're using a lot less water to make a plant-based burger.
A lot less water.
Than
like 6,000 gallons for like in a burger or something like that.
Wow.
Because it's a 2,400 pound animal. So
that you
you're
have to
thinking about all
feed
the water,
and
yeah.
all this other stuff. And that's getting pesticides in their system.
And the transportation
Right.
to and fro, like, it's somewhere between like 5,000 and 6,000 gallons of water for like a pound of flesh from a cow. Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's great.
Like I said,
have you had any of them?
I did. I had one.
Which are you able to say which one? Oh, you don't want to promote.
Exactly. It's the opposite of Queen.
Okay, gotcha. I had that one too.
Yeah,
and I actually liked it.
Good.
It was good.
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
But I know there's some chicken ones in some chicken places now, so I heard.
And one thing I want to mention also, that it's not just the water, it's, you know, whatever these animals are being fed.
Yeah.
And the pesticides and all the chemicals and the antibiotics.
Yeah, the byproduct of the industry.
It's so damaging to the animal that once you eat that animal, while if it's a plant, it's less things you have to do with. Might not be perfect, but it's less.
And you know, it's so damaging to the animal that not only what happens when we eat that animal, but what happens as it passes through the animal's body and it goes into our soil.
Right.
And that's a whole slew of other problems and issues that come with that. So that takes that away. So now, eventually, you know, we hope that our U.S. federal government just gives less and less subsidies to animal agriculture, because hopefully it looks like the trend is we'll be relying and subsisting off of it less and less and less and less, and therefore we need less subsidies there and more subsidies for other plant farmers.
And this is a world reaction right now. Across the world, more and more people are going plant-based. Not a fad.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not fad.
Yeah.
I think just out of necessity, out of people's health, and out of people's, out of the climate change issue, which is finally like a centered topic in politics, which is really nice. We don't have a choice. So.
So how does climate change affect where everything is going, in your opinion, and your knowledge, in terms of food?
The conversation finally is being had and not looked at as a silly fringe conversation. It's still kind of fringe, but it's not looked at like, this is ridiculous. We can finally start talking about daily habits and how they affect the environment. And one of the biggest things we do daily is eat. And so that has become an issue that is talked about. Whether it's made fun of or not, it's on a national scale. I know that one of the anti-talking points about the Green New Deal resolution that was brought forth in our House was they're trying to take our hamburgers away. It's like that's like their funny way of like dealing with a certain section that kind of talked about it. And that's not exactly true, but we're talking about it. And then people who maybe never heard the connection will be like, well, I don't understand what hamburgers have to do with anything. And now even if they're hearing like negative talk about it, people are beginning to realize there is some type of correlation with animal agriculture and our climate. Maybe they don't know what it is yet. And maybe they don't know exactly how it affects it, but they understand there's some type of conversation around it. And then on the other scale, people are like, oh, this is taxing our environment. The cow industry is literally giving more methane and CO2 emissions into our atmosphere. It's creating more of a greenhouse gas effect. It's doing this more so than all of our vehicles put together on the planet.
And for anyone that doesn't understand that, let's break that down really simple. Cow farts are destroying the environment. For real.
Yeah. and then people might say like, well, we can't help that. Part of the reason why their farts in general are so
deadly,
toxic, is two reasons. One, what they're being fed. So being fed a grain-based diet to these cows is creating a more acidic environment in their bodies, which is creating lots of stuff, including this issue with their farts. So that's one. Second, the sheer number of cows that we farm everywhere in America, in Brazil, in Argentina, the number of them, like we mass produce cows.
Right. Yeah, if you Google just how much land is cleared for cattle.
Just put cattle on.
Oh my goodness, it's scary.
And we force like fertilize to like have this huge cow population, which is incredibly unnatural to this planet.
Right.
So those two reasons are why it's such an issue. There's too many of them and what they're eating. So if we reduce how many exist, and then we actually eat a real diet for themselves called grass, then we won't really have too much of an issue anymore. But at least it's being talked about, and there's something being centered around it. And even people like Greta Thunberg, who is vegan for the environment. And so even if you don't realize that there's a correlation, you're like, why? I don't get it. Why is she vegan? At least now there's something being put in people's minds about the environment, climate change, and veganism. And so they can explore if they want to, and maybe in 10 years they might get it, because that's how long it takes us.
Yeah, and it's interesting, again, with FOODCASTER, talking about, yes, nutrition, but it's, again, like you said, not just about nutrition. It's about the environment, which again is going to affect your overall wellness. And in this case, what more and more people are admitting in public is the future of the planet. It's not just...
And like now reputable people, Bill Nye the Science Guy, like, and like he's like two good generations of people who are like, this is a smart dude.
Right.
Who in his 70s changed his diet to a plant-based diet. He's like, I can't deny what I see anymore. Like my habits are contributing.
Wow.
So in his 70s.
That's huge.
Yeah, was Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Besides all the people that do it for other reasons, but if we're talking about environmental reasons and picking a certain diet, like he did it for environmental reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So now back to the queen. When you first bit into that, what did you think?
It tasted just like the regular thing.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. But I think it's because, like, do you remember I used to say everything is seasonings? If you take, like, chicken and just boil it in water with nothing
Well,
in
you
it.
know that better than everybody else, Miss Manager of different places. You know?
Everything's seasonings. That's why I tell people that come into the restaurant who are like, I don't do vegan food. It's my first vegan restaurant. I'm like, it has nothing to do with whether it's vegan or not. It's everything to do with how you cook it. And so, like, when you think about that burger, like, they put a bunch of stuff on it. Like, they already put, like, the things you know, like the ketchup and the onions and the pickles and things.
The pickles pop more
but
on this than ever before. So? I think so. Again, it could be because I haven't eaten meat in over a decade. But
I'm sure there's, like, also the way these processed plant-based burgers are put together. Like, if you read the ingredients, it has a bunch of herbs in it. It has its own seasonings.
Right.
So, and I think it'd be even more tasty because if you take, I might be wrong about that, because with ground beef, they are already mixing it up. So maybe they're mixing it up with things. But I have a feeling that all they do is like maybe spray it with something and broil it. The thing is with these plant-based burgers, they're already mixed up before they become a patty.
Gotcha,
so that means like the flavoring is
all throughout the whole thing versus just on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Now I had, what was it? I had there's another place that has, like, I think it's like a sausage. I had that. I wasn't impressed.
Oh yeah. Wait, if we're talking about, you talking about the donut place?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Oh my God. That's like the tastiest plant-based meat company.
Really?
I think it tastes just like it. I think they use that brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
You liked it. You liked it at the...
I didn't go. I buy it at a supermarket and bring it home. Like, they have, like, Italian sausage, and they have a certain type of sausage. They also have, like, the best burgers. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's so good. It's so good. And I try not to really eat it like that because, you know, I'm into real food. So I'm not like...
Yeah, same thing.
Oh, my God. I mean, I know.
It's still processed.
It's still processed, but man...
And that's the thing. If you want... the evil word, you want the protein, and you want that flavor because you might have grew up with it. You can get it without going down the dark path.
You can. I mean,
which is amazing.
Luckily, it's stupid expensive.
Well, you don't do it every day. It's a treat.
That's why I said luckily.
Yeah.
Luckily it is, because that keeps me from buying it like once a week.
Right.
So instead, I'll pick up some like package of 4 of the burger patties if my friend is having like an outdoor backyard barbecue. Right. I'm like, great. Let me spend a drop of time on this.
Yes.
And then bring it.
I don't know about this summer. We'll see this summer, but definitely summer, fall. Get a whole bunch of that and you were welcome.
Thanks.
And the tribe.
I better be welcome.
The tribe could come.
Back in Brooklyn.
This is very interesting where we are. We're at a very interesting place in time. Very happy that you're seeing a shift.
I'm very happy about that.
And you know what? I actually want to support the queen. Because the more people do that, wait, people are into this?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a good trial run for them to say, this is viable.
I think people also forget how much people would do if it's just easier to do it.
Yes, that's true. And tastes good.
Sure, but people like things easy.
Right.
If people are already going to go to a fast food chain and they would like to eat better, like, the one thing stopping them is like their fast food chain doesn't have an option, so they just don't do it. But they would, because we really have to understand who we're working with. We're American, working with Americans, and everything is like, you know, boop, to get it right now.
Oh, and they make it so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, because I make this one that I make it home, and it's amazing. And I cut up the vegetables, this and that, and it tastes a little better than that. I got to make that for you one of these days. I got you. But with that being said, it's nice to know that, yeah, it's an option. Or if you're with a bunch of people and they say, we're going to go here, well, can we go here? Because that has something that I could eat.
Yes.
Because how many times did I go and I could only get fries?
Yeah.
Or onion rings or
absolutely.
something, you know?
It for sure is one of these things that are happening. But, like, I really do want to stress more people would make better decisions if it's just easy. Because what really stops a lot of us is we don't want to do the work involved. They already took a survey many times over the years about Americans when it comes to just cooking at home.
Okay.
And it's somewhere like 25% of people who are like non-family people who even cook. So we're talking about 75% of like single people or couples without children who don't cook, like at all.
Interesting.
In America.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a ton. Look at our health outcomes. Like.
Well, that's true too.
But like that's what it is. And then they say when you have families, it creeps up to like 45%.
Wow.
Not even half. So that's what we're working with.
So the freezers in the supermarket with all the put in the oven, and actually most of it is putting in the microwave.
That's what we're talking about.
Wow.
That's what we're talking about.
Wow.
So we're already operating with that. Like that's our standard. Whether they know how to cook or not, I don't think that's what's going on.
Okay.
Whether they want to cook or not, I don't even know if that's what it is. I think sometimes people have normalized a certain type of habit and lifestyle and a way of being.
Right.
And, I've done workshops, and I always talk about real food. And I buy ingredients. I buy a beet or a potato. And I've had people say, like, I don't even know what to do with this stuff. I've also had people say, I don't know how to eat. And it's a question that I really do take for granted because I don't really understand it. I don't understand what that feels like. Like, what do you mean you don't know how to eat? But it's a real thing. It's not like I've only heard it once or twice. I've heard it from people, like, I never learned how to eat, so I don't even know what good means. They don't even know where the first step is. So we're working with everything I just said. A bunch of people don't cook, and a bunch of people don't even understand the concept of food nutrition and what it does for them. And so many times people are like, I want to eat better. I want to do better. I don't know how. And so if we just make an option quick, give them the options just as easy, typically people are going to still pick the tasty version of what's better.
Now, to your understanding of any of the fast food places that have plant-based options, is any of it not healthy at all?
I mean, just like everything.
That you know of.
Everything's on a scale. Everything is on a gradient. Is it not healthy? I mean, we can break it down. Was it made from real food that they blended together in the patty? No. Okay, well, that's the healthiest that we can do.
Right.
All right, so is it made with GMO ingredients? One brand apparently does. Another brand does not. They're both, the two big companies that make these plant-based burgers that are now in fast food chains, both of them are gluten-free, but it doesn't matter, it's on a bun, so it doesn't matter. You just have to see how much preservatives are in them. These are all the little questions. But if we compare it to something else, it can be better than most things.
Right.
It can be worse than a couple things.
Right.
So to me, it's fine. And overall, for the goal of society, to me, it does the job. It's plant-based. That means it's less taxing on the environment. And it means it's easier to digest for humans. So that means typically for most people, less complications in digesting it and health, pejorative health outcomes. So it does most of the positive. So I'm cool with it. I, though, am adept in the kitchen, and that's not something that I want to do. I literally only got it because I was in this situation bringing my kids someplace and like running out of time, and I was in just one of these areas, where there's nothing like with the food I eat. So I'm like, there's only these fast food joints. Wait, they have this new plant-based burger? Oh my gosh, okay, kids, we're going. And we went. It was the only time they've ever had that.
Oh, okay. Would you ever have it again?
In another type of emergency situation, sure. Okay. That's me.
Gotcha.
That's just me, though.
Right.
Other people that, they'll probably go way more often. I've been forgetting. I've said this before. Every now and then when I'm at a party and someone's, like, getting soda, I'm like, oh, I forget adults do drink soda. I already put it in a place where it's, like, kids who don't know better. And then I'm like, oh, wait, no, I forget. Oh, people do drink soda. It's the same thing happens to me when I, like, pass fast food joints and there's a long line of cars waiting to go through the drive-thru. I'm like, oh, yeah, people do this. It's so easy how your whole world can change if you, like, create your whole environment. You forget, like, oh, no, people think differently. People do differently. But no, that was the only time I've gone to try a plant-based burger at a fast food joint. It's the only time. It was good, but it's the only time.
It's the only time.
And I don't desire to do it. But, I like road trips. And maybe this will make my road trips easier because traditionally it's been like French fries. Or if you find like a Spanish joint, not PC, Mexican, okay, or Dominican or Puerto Rican, but a Spanish joint, and you get your rice and beans, then that works too. Right. But that's it.
Because you could be specific and get your vegetables.
Like, can I have a side of rice, a side of beans, a side of yuca, a side of plantain? You have guacamole. Oh. Spanish joints are always the best place for anyone who's plant-based. It's just the easiest. So on a road trip, it's like...
Right. It's happening. It's going down.
Spanish food. Other than that, it's French fries.
Potato chips. Let's... we're going to do here... let's do this one first because it's big and it's in the way. How about that right there?
Sure.
Madras Lentils.
Is there a reason why you bought this?
Just to try it. Lentils are really good for protein. So.
Yeah. So, this company tastes good. I do everything fresh. Lentils, in particular, are so easy to cook from dried. So that's the one bean I almost never buy packaged because it just cooks like this. Yeah, this stuff hits. It tastes good. The only thing is this one in particular does have butter in it. Other than that, though, it's all real ingredients, mostly organic. It's doing it. It's doing the thing. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a good one. So it's Sam approved.
Yeah, it's vegetarian. Not vegan.
So you could check that out and let us know. Leave comments. Let us know what you think. How does it taste? And what do you think about what's inside? That'll be great. You could always go to our Instagram, which is The Real Foodcaster. Just go to The Real Foodcaster on our Instagram. You're looking for shows, you can go to geekcaster.com. If you're watching this on cable, hey, hello, people. Watching this on cable. Keep watching. Keep enjoying. So give everybody your social media.
My handle.
And all that good stuff. Yeah.
You can find me at Sam Eats Plants. There's a dash after plants. On Instagram. And you can find my website, www.sameatsplants.com. Awesome.
Yeah, and you could always go to Michael for my IG, and this is good. I'm feeling good about where the things are going,
where the country's going. In terms of like
just
food,
specifically food. Everything else that we need to talk, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, if people are making money. Oh, this is profitable.
That's all it is.
The junk is winning because people are struggling, and the thought is this is cheaper. I mean, you could bring your whole I see families. First of all, since this new thing came out, so let me try this. Oh, I like it. Oh, I'm gonna eat it again. Now it's an option. But because I haven't been in these environments in a while, I'm seeing full families eating, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I know for years they tried to push this is a family restaurant, but
It's not.
we never looked at it that. But people
do it.
and it is now. You could argue, but now people are functioning as this is a family restaurant, and I get it. And it's dollars and cents. They feel that they can afford. Now, I realize also that, if you get sick from eating junk, it's going to cost you more in the long run.
In America.
Here, yes.
Yeah, maybe not in Canada.
Or some other European countries where they take care of you.
Yeah.
But,
But yeah, it will cost you a lot over here.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is dollars and cents. There's a long-standing dairy company from Long Island / Queens that went completely plant-based about 4 years ago because the CEO was like, it just doesn't make sense. He had no moral bone in this fight at all, but he was just like, the dairy sales are going down. So we already had the infrastructure, so we just started making plant-based milk instead.
And now they're making...
That's it. Only plant-based.
Wow.
Oat milk, walnut milk, cashew milk, almond milk. I think they make a rice milk too.
And people are picking it up?
I guess so, because I've been seeing it for a while, so that means I feel like people are buying it. So... And they have one that has like absolutely no sugar, one that's like only 2 ingredients. So they have like good lines too.
Oh.
Yeah. But like you said, dollars and cents. It
dollars
was just
and cents.
That.
So we'll leave it right there. Thank everyone for watching Foodcaster. Again, you could go to The Real Foodcaster on IG. You can go to geekcaster.com, or you could go to SCVnetwork.com and find out all the programming information. There's a lot of .coms, but hey, work it out, and we'll just keep talking.